Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a Fire and Ice Sorcerer build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. So you wouldn't think these go together, but they actually go together very well. So I'll be showing you the full guide and gear that we'll be taking. So for this, we're going to start as the Draconic Bloodline Sorcerer. This gives us a little bit extra health as we're going to have mage armor built into us here, and we also get one extra health point per sorcerer level. For our Dragon Ancestor, we're actually going to go with the Fire Ancestor, and we can go with either the Burning Hands version or the gold one here with Disguise Self. I'm going to go with this here. Now, the reason that we're going with the fire one is we can actually add this to our Scorching Ray. So we're going to be able to add the Charisma modifier to the damage of our Scorching Ray, which is absolutely huge damage. And we can also give some benefits to our cold damage. So as for the cantrips that we're going to take, we're going to obviously take the Fire and Ice ones. We got Ray of Frost as well as Flame Bolt. I also really like Minor Illusion so that enemies can group together and you can hit them with a Cone of Cold or a Fireball. And then Shocking Grasp is nice. If you need to get away, you can give stop the target from using reactions and run away. Now, I think that the best option for early game damage is Chromatic Orb and Shield. We can also go with Magic Missile because this is going to at least allow us to have a guaranteed hit. So this is really nice. You can shoot magical darts out. You know the deal. And yeah, for our ability scores, this is a funky one because we do need a good amount of charisma, we do need a good amount of constitution, and we need dexterity. But I think it's best to actually take our dexterity up to 16. So this will give us a higher armor class and a higher initiative, which is really big for us. 14 constitution for a bit of health. You can use a constitution amulet. This is actually a perfect class for it. 10 intelligence, 10 wisdom, and 16 charisma here. So we're gonna go with that there. And yeah, if you're the face of the party and you're gonna use the hags here, you could leave your charisma at 18 and then take it up, or leave it at 17, take it up to 18 with the hags here, and then use your first ability score. But as for our next level, we're going to take Chromatic Orb here. We can change the damage type to fit our build if we want fire or ice damage. We're going to take Distance Spell to cast spells 50% further, and Twin Spells so we can do Twin Haste on ourselves. Twin Haste allows us to get 2 actions and give it to someone else, which is incredibly powerful. Now, for our next leveled spells, I think it's actually good to go with Scorching Ray, Hold Person, and or Misty Step. Combination of these. Scorching Ray is going to be a good damage option for us, so we want to have that for just consistent. It shoots 3 rays of fire, and they each have their own attack roll, which is kind of nice. Now, for our meta magic, I would take Quicken Spell. Spells that cast an action cost a bonus action instead. That is just really nice overall. And as we get through to level 4, we're going to get ourselves a feat and another cantrip, so you can take Mage Hand or Friends if you're the face of the party. Even Bone Chill to stop target from healing is really nice, but I think I'd Hold Person or Misty Step. If you find you need to have... If you want a concentration to hold the enemy in place and let your martial classes attack it, this is great. Misty Step is nice, so I'm going to take Misty Step because being able to get away from a target is absolutely critical. So that bonus, since we don't have the Draconic Sorcerer where we could just fly away, we're going to want to use Misty Step when we need kind of a panic button. So for our ability score, I would take our Charisma up to 18. The reason for that is because it's going to give us better damage, and it's going to add, at next level, our Charisma modifier to the damage of Scorching Ray. Now, there is one major fire spell here that we need to take, Fireball, but you can also take Haste. So go with whatever one of these you prefer. At this level, we can always take the next one next level. And you could also swap out one of the older spells. If you find you don't use Chromatic Orb, you can take it off, but we'll go with that there for our level. And then at level 6, I would recommend taking Haste. If you don't like Haste, you can take Lightning Bolt. This is actually really good if you have Create Water set up, because Fire and Ice are going to create water, and then this will get double damage. Counter Spell is another choice a lot of people really like. Missing so many spells. Like, I love Hold Person, but we're going to take Haste here. And yeah, it's nice to have a lightning attack too, but sometimes you just can't afford it. But at next level, we're going to be getting 2 spells here that fit well. Ice Storm will create an icy surface on the ground, which is really good. But Wall of Fire is a concentration that's actually really good crowd control. So we can do a 5d8 fire damage, and people can walk through it and take damage from it. It just fits this build perfectly. I guess I missed it at an earlier level, but we get our Charisma modifier added to the damage of our spells of our Draconic Ancestry, so that's really nice. Now we got a few levels or choices at level 8. We could take Ice Storm, which makes sense. We could take Lightning Bolt to play further into the Fire and Ice extra damage from Create Water, or we could go with Hold Person. But I'm going to take Ice Storm because it fits the build, Fire and Ice. And then for our ability score, we can take a Charisma up. You can go with Alert for +5 to Initiative. That's another really great choice. And you can go even with like the Warcaster if you don't want to use the Constitution amulet, because it'll give you advantage on saving throws to hold concentration. But I think ability score improvement, Charisma up it's the move. Probably the best choice there. And now, at our next level, we get one of the best spells in the game with Cone of Cold. Deals upwards of 64 damage, which can be doubled with Create Water to deal 128 damage, which is just massive, massive damage. So we're going to take that. And then for our final level, or for our level 10 here, we're going to take, I guess you can take Acid Splash or Friends, really. Bone Chill, actually, for the stopping the target from healing. And then at this next level, we could take Hold Monster, but we didn't take Hold Person, so I actually think it's a good choice to go back and take Lightning Bolt. It just gives you a straight line attack. Lightning Bolt is underrated, and again, if there's water set up, we can create a little extra damage with that. For our Meta Magic, take a Subtle Spell, cast when you're silenced, or you could take a Heightened Spell, gives disadvantage on their first saving throw. One of those two. And then here, for a final level. Chain Lightning is actually a really good spell. I like Chain Lightning a lot, but you could also go with a lower level spell or upcast your spells, but I'm going to take Chain Lightning because it can actually have a lot of synergy on this build. Despite not being fire or ice, it's still really nice. And now for our final level, I actually think it's best to add in the the Tempest Cleric. We could take another spell. You could go down here and take something like Hold Person or Counter Spell, Hold Monster, Hold Person. But I think it's best to actually just go add in the Cleric, take some cantrips from the Cleric. Bruise Flame makes a lot of sense here, so we'll put that on too. And then take the Tempest Cleric, which will give us Thunder Wave for a pushback thunder damage, which if we freeze the target, we now have something to deal thunder damage. And then we also have Concentration as heavily obscure targets. And we get a lightning reaction. So when we get attacked, we deal 2d8 of lightning or thunder damage. And then we can also take Create Water. So in between fire and ice, it's water. It just makes sense to put this on here. But you could also take like Bless or... I wouldn't take Bless. But even Healing Word if you didn't want Create Water. But that allows us to wear heavy armor. So we get a lot more survivability after that. So I guess I'll be showing off now the gear that we're going to use on this build, as well as just a general way of going about it. So what makes this build crazy with ice damage is we got the Snowburst ring. So when we deal cold damage, we create a 4.5 meter circle of ice around the target. So they'll be slipping and sliding with that. And then also with the Winter Crutches, when we deal cold damage, it inflicts 2 turns of encrusted with frost on the target. So we can start to stack up our ice benefits. And then also I have the Boots of Stormy Clamor, so when we inflict a status or condition, it applies 2 turns of reverberation, which we get that from the encrusted with frost. So we also get it from ability drain, so the Illithid ability drain works on that too. I like this because it gives us resistance to fire and ice, or fire and cold damage, so the Wave Mother's Robe just makes sense thematically here. We have 22 armor class, which is kind of nice from that, but what this does is it takes the +1 armor class from this, the 10 armor class, and then we have our base +3. So it's okay, but we can also add in the armor persistence to get 25 armor class, because the Tempest Cleric will give you heavy armor proficiencies. And then we could also stack up our defense if we wanted to a little bit further with, like, I don't know where the boots are. Boots on Kashigo. I just had, oh, there it is. I'm blind, right in front of me there. So yeah, Acrobatics, armor class +1, we got 26 armor class. That's pretty decent, all things considered. We could even go a step further and put on the Helm of Baldur if we wanted to and get 27. But I think it's actually best to just go with the Birthright for higher charisma, so that gives us 22, which will give us a +6 to our fire damage spells. So the way we typically want to start combat off is we want to go, what's nice is you can do a Create Water, and you don't even, like, it won't aggro anyone. Not that we aggro our teammates, but you can start with this and then go with a Cone of Cold, because then you're going to be able to hit a ton of targets and deal a ton of damage there, and everyone's going to slip and fall. And then you can follow that up with like a Fireball. We were able to instantly take out Halsin. That's kind of crazy. And then that's going to melt this area and then apply the Encrusted with Frost and Wet. And then once you have that all set up, you can literally just do a Chain Lightning, but I'll just go ahead with another Create Water. We're already down 2 people. And then you can literally just follow that up with Chain Lightning, which may miss. 76. I don't know why it didn't spread to... I guess these aren't enemies, so it won't spread to them. But the nice thing is we also have Chain Lightning for just catching people in the line. So we're able to take out pretty much everyone with just a couple spells, and we didn't even have to do anything crazy. But then we also have Scorching Ray here, which is a further damage option that actually hits really hard. So, yeah, we are able to take out Halsin there. This build really stomps. The Sorcerer in general is really strong, so we were able to take out all our teammates there. And we're just on a rampage here now. So Ice Storm is pretty underrated. This may aggro everyone if I drop this on here. We're able to create icy surfaces, knock everyone down, and then follow that up with a Lightning Bolt. So pretty good damage. Being able to knock someone over from slipping is really fun. Karlach's going to heal, but we can also just blast her with one of these, and boom, 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 boom. We add our damage modifier to it. It's pretty good. We can drop fireballs. Like, we got lots of options for attacks, which is just great. And it's pretty much as you got spell slots for, so you can just spam your spells. Karlach will continually heal herself back up to full, but she's also resistant to fire damage, so that wasn't the greatest option. But yeah, overall, this Fire and Ice Sorcerer is one of the best characters, or best classes in Baldur's Gate 3. The Sorcerer itself is extremely powerful, so if you found this video useful, please hit the subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.